Hello, 11 folks. Welcome to Wednesday morning. At least New York time it is. BRB. Okay, I'm gonna make myself some tea and then I'm going to roast some purple sweet potatoes that I bought last week. A couple of them started to mold, so it's time to process them. I'm still not feeling well, and my period's like a week late, but I've been having like the pre-period cramps that alert you that your period is going to be here like within the next day for a week now. So I don't know if this is still part of long COVID or if my body's just kind of permanently fucked up now, but that's what's going on in my physical sphere. I see that one of you has COVID. I'm sorry, and it sucks, and I hope you get some rest, and that you have people who care about you nearby who can bring you stuff. It's rough to be sick, and it's rougher to be sick when you're alone, so I hope that you are able to have some support around you. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna make myself some warm things. I'm going to eat some things. I'll show you the cornbread that we made. I'm actually really happy with it. I'm thinking that pear puree is actually a very fantastic ingredient to use in cakes and breads, quick breads, because it keeps things moist. And thank you for your shout out for appreciating my hard work. It's not really hard to go live. It is kind of hard to edit videos. I haven't had the inspiration, the desire, or the energy to make videos. So for folks who are here to see my edited videos, I am sorry that I haven't been able to produce them, not just because I'm sorry to you, but because I'm kind of sorry for myself that I haven't been able to be in that mind space that allows me to kind of make those things, because those things do bring me fulfillment and joy too. But it's just not been a very joyful time. I think we can all acknowledge that. I am trying to give myself some joy lately because I can see that the last 3 months have been incredibly hard for all of us, and it does take a toll on our bodies and our souls. And my timer's going off in the other room. I'm just gonna let it ring until it shuts off by itself because that's how tired I am. So if you hear beeping, don't worry, that's just my timer that tracks half-hour segments. When I do work, whatever kind of work it may be, I like to set a half-hour timer just so that I kind of construct a concept of that chunk of time and see how much work I can get done in it. That's my brain spill. I'm gonna pull chat up so I can see y'all. But yeah, welcome to the new year. I've been offline for a couple of days because I just wanted, well, first of all, I wasn't really cooking anything. I kind of cooked everything the week before, and I've just been eating leftovers, so there was really nothing else to show you. But second of all, I've just been like trying to rest a little bit, I guess, mentally. It's not always helpful, but sweet potatoes, they're purple inside. Look how beautiful they are. I kind of clipped these two off because they were getting a little bit questionable. I don't know if Grandma's gonna like these as much as the other ones because these tend to be more fibrous, but we'll try to feed it to her and see, and if she doesn't like it, then we'll do something else with it. Grandma has been getting increasingly picky in terms of food, and also I think her appetite is lessening even more. She's become a lot skinnier in the past year, which is strange because they actually told me that the antidepressants that they put her on were supposed to make her feel hungrier and help her gain weight, but apparently that's not that's not the case. So it looks like I'm still at potato quality. Is that true for everyone? Internet has been pretty awful. Let me see if it can get better, but I'm gonna open the windows. I don't know what kind of potatoes they are. They're just purple sweet potatoes. I bought them literally for $2, like eight of these small ones. So they were just on clearance, basically. I'm sorry for the poor quality. I'm not going to like turn on the hotspot and switch it off because that just means that we're gonna flub with the live stream, and your girl, she too tired. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and think about preheating the oven. I'm probably gonna roast my peanuts because I want to eat some peanuts. I've also been thinking a lot about my body image issues and my disordered eating mindsets. I have gotten into a really good year, 2 years of gradually allowing myself to eat everything without guilt, or minimizing the guilt that come with it and rationalizing myself out of feeling that guilt. But it is hard when I'm sick and I am thrown off my routine of being able to go to the gym to get my exercise in, which is good for my mental health and my physical health and makes me feel better about my body image issues. But even so, I think I've been practicing a sort of allowance, which I think is crucial to finding peace in my existence. So, yeah, just in the past, I think I've always had this mental block or mental like slap on the wrist of sorts of like, well, if you roast all of those nuts, you're gonna eat all of them and then you're gonna feel shitty, so maybe you shouldn't roast those nuts. But more often than not, what would happen when I don't roast the nuts is I end up defaulting to eating them when they're unroasted, which is, still kind of binge behavior, just less tasty. And so in a way it becomes like a double punishment of sorts that ends up making me feel triple the defeat. So instead of working against myself, I've just been trying to, as Ryan Nicole says, honor my hunger, honor my desire. I'm also going to honor my conflict and try to befriend the different voices of critique and reflection inside me as well, thanks to my therapist. Thank you, Tom. Who told me to befriend my anxiety, or try to, and then, befriending my depression and befriending my grief. And all of that has been a process, I think, over the last 2 years of just like, why am I struggling against myself, and what can I do to not do this to myself? And that's not to say that it's, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 linear, but it is a lot of like going back and forth, regretting, feeling mistakes, regretting, feeling self-blame, feeling guilt, feeling shame, feeling a need for self-isolation, feeling like crying. And then through all of that process, that ends up fatiguing me so much that it end up just like blanking out because my brain is dead from all of that circular sort of cyclical obsession and rumination that I just like allow myself to be because I have no other choice, because I physically exhausted myself to the point where like I can't do anything else. And that's a breakthrough, that's kind of just like working yourself to exhaustion, and then you end up either hitting a new level or plateauing and staying there. So maybe after enough rounds of plateauing, I end up hitting a new level. So all of which to say, just try to be kind to yourself, because the world lacks kindness right now, and it lacks understanding right now, and there's no way to extend kindness and understanding in an impactful way until, I think, you can practice living with those things on yourself first, which often is the hardest one to learn, because our world has always been about detachment from ourselves, not in like a Buddhist Zen meditation detachment way, but in a reject yourself and your feelings and your wants and your desires and your tendencies because they are bad. This labeling of good and bad, I think, has been not good. Contradictions, we're full of them. Okay, this quality is getting even worse with the window, and the window is freezing me, so I'm going to shut it down. For those 80 of you who are still watching this, even though it's potato quality, amazing. But I almost can't stand the potato quality, so now I really want to see if I can turn off a source of this Wi-Fi. You know what? I can't stand this. I'm going to try to switch the hotspot. And if we get disconnected, go to my homepage. There will be another live, probably. Okay, let's try this. I looked at my laptop and I was like, oh, this ain't it. Oh my gosh. Are we back and are we so much better?